Hi, I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and welcome to the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game. This is the Fable 42 Twitch channel where we build community through friendship, gaming, and of course, chaos. Welcome back. This is the second part of episode 6, The Orphan. You can catch us every single Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. For the streams, and then also we do a replay on Tuesday nights at the same times on our YouTube channel as well. So let's go ahead and do our sponsors real quick. Our first sponsor tonight is going to be Critical Dice, which is my company. Yay! And if you look in the chat right now, you can see a special custom link for that. Please use that link to get 20% off any non-subscription item. And if you use that link, the channel gets the credit for that. So that's really great. Please, if you want to help out the channel and also get some pretty shiny click-clack math rocks, that's a great way to do that and get a discount on the side. And then, of course, follow the channel. If you've got a free sub from Amazon Prime, and you probably do, if you haven't used that, go ahead and do that here. We'd love to have that sub. It always makes us feel nice and warm and fuzzy. And in a game like Monster of the Week, we need that. Let me go ahead and have our characters and players do their intros. Let's start with Q. Let's start with GW.
You muted.
You're still muted, actually, because of your microphone, I think.
There. Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Aloha! I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005. That's 2 B's and 2 zeros. You can also find me on Clarion Dawn, which is a sci-fi audio drama. I play a poet engineer in space. Why? Find out. You can go to clariondawn.com or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Also catch me here every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific as Quavon Whispers. I'm playing the Divine playbook. Q, aka Quavon, aka Q, aka is just like, your average college student, just, trying to live the dream or whatever. He's basically the team's edgy angel boy. Happy to be here.
Well done. Let's do Diane.
Hey everyone, my name's Diane. You can find me on the internet at The Pretty DM. You can find me here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and some Sundays. So tonight I am playing Katia Rose, the monstrous playbook, half vampire, half just your sassy 20-something-year-old who refuses to be Q-splained. But in all seriousness, I'm excited to continue playing these spooky, kooky, crazy adventures with this group.
Awesome. And Bridget.
Hi guys, I'm Bridget. You can find me at string_theories_ on Instagram. You can also find me here on Wednesdays on the Realms of Ukador. I play a very large bird, and also here on Fridays where I play Suki Buchanan. She's a 70-year-old art professor at the University of New Mexico, and she is the spooky playbook, so she talks to the dead for a living. Yeah.
Well done. And Chris.
I'm Chris Solo. You can find me at the DM Chris Solos and all the social medias and things. I'm playing Qvon Buchanan. Ha, just kidding. I'm playing Ryla Reed. I am the expert playbook. That's 2 E's and 2 R's. Ryla Reed right here. Pew pew bang bang.
And it's already delightfully going off the rails, which is about right for this game. And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me at Critical Dice on Instagram and heaven help us, TikTok. I think that does it for the intros. So let's go ahead and get into part 2 of our 6th episode, The Orphan.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, but my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
Okay, welcome back. So to recap from last episode, the team received was moving into their new digs at the former base of the Obsidian Order down by the rail yards. There was some talk about further training for Katia and Suki, which went very well and no problems at all. And then Suki got a call from a previous client who said a friend of hers needed her particular brand of spooky grandma help. Peggy Bio, her husband owns one of the big appliance and electronic shops in town called Bio's, and wanted them to come by later that night to check some things out. In the meantime, they decided to follow up with one of the murders they helped Detective John Grant solve in the previous episode of Jaime Fernandez, who was killed by the Order for being a werewolf. They went to go check it out and see if something hinky was going on there. They got followed by some people in a lowrider 64 Impala, like it was a Skilo song. Go to the house, talk to the grandma, and the two of her grandkids show up and claim that the team here, the C4s, are the ones responsible for Jaime's death. And that is where we're going to pick it up. The three of you are in Grandma's kitchen. Grandma is still just kind of eating her sandwich very nonchalantly, as you see Valentina completely change from her human form into her werewolf form, standing about 8 feet tall, blocking the door outside, and looks ready to pounce after she pointed a finger right at the three of you and said, "You're the ones who killed Jaime."
He was standing up from the table.
I'd like to radio Riley.
And Suki is just going
We
to point.
got a werewolf in here. Over.
Suki's going to point at Valentina and be like, "Hereditary werewolf. Look. We're not. Look.
She looks confused, like, was that an insult? I don't know.
Now that I have
That's
your
a compliment.
attention, we ain't the ones who killed them, who killed Jaime. We took their car because it's pretty cool. I mean, look at that car. But we brought them to justice. They're taken care of. We were just following up a lead. We wanted to know if we had a hereditary or a hereditary, sorry, Jesus, a hereditary werewolf situation, or if we had somebody out there batting people and turning people into werewolves. You can, understand that, surely.
So you admit that you are monster hunters?
Yeah, but as long as the monsters ain't eating anybody, we leave everybody
But-
alone.
Also, kind of monsters.
Also kind of monsters. And can I telepathy into both Grandma and Valentina's mind and be like, "Woohoo! It's
Yes.
me, the old lady."
I want
I'll,
you to
like,
roll
retract my
manipulate
fangs.
someone.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is plus charm.
Let's charm. We have already
Woo, creepy
established.
old lady.
Guess who else is a monster? It's me.
Pop my
Monsters
face.
were us all
no.
along.
Riley was right. Don't make Riley right.
Well, I have some bad news for everybody.
You mean good news? Go ahead.
Well, it was
Level
plus
up?
cool, and I definitely gained some experience. It's a 5. Oh no, it's a 4 actually. It's a 4.
Okay.
Does she get like a, it doesn't matter because it's a 4. So
It's a 4. There's no
Fine.
way to help me.
because I popped my fangs out like.
Yeah, so I'm going to say mark experience, and I'm going to say that Valentina actually turns towards you, Katia, and like just does a big growl and just smashes with her big beefy talons one of the chairs at the table across from you and like locks into you, and you hear Grandma Fernandez say, "Mind the furniture?" And she's still eating, just chill, and just like,
I knew it.
What?
You threw him through the window.
I did not. We killed the people who did that.
We smelled you at
You did
the
not
theater.
smell me. You
You weren't
smelled
there.
other vampires.
You weren't there at the theater.
I
You
was
were-
there because I am friends with the detective that was investigating his murder.
and
Yeah.
you hear
He
Grandma
ca-
say, "Take it outside."
He called us. We investigated. We ended up tracking them down. They were siphoning another vampire's energy to get their powers, and then they stole me. They siphoned my energy. I damn near died, and we eventually killed them. So here we are.
Suki,
Yeah.
I'll let you talk into one of their heads with that roll.
Okay, I'll talk into Valentina's head. Yeah, darling, we were just there after the fact, and like I said, we're weirdos too.
Doesn't mean you didn't kill him.
We
I
didn't kill
smelled
him.
you there. I smelled your vampire stink.
Well,
You-
you might have smelled other vampire stink.
Yeah, they all
There's
smell the same.
another
I'm
vamp.
not there. Damn.
And technically, I'm only half.
And there's another vampire in the city, and we ain't
Get
killed
out.
him.
Stop.
I am not going to get out of your head, young lady, until you get out of your wolf form. Do you understand me?
Your neckerchief goes off. Act under pressure.
Uh-oh.
Hey, so Riley, the other guy is at the how is at the side of the car. How low did you roll that window?
Only a little bit, but
Okay.
when I hear that we have a werewolf, and I could only safely assume
Yeah,
that was the
he-
other one.
He gets distracted, looks over, and hears the chair get destroyed. Looks back at you and says, "I think it's time you go."
Yeah, we're gonna leave. I'm waiting for my friends to finish doing whatever they're doing.
Don't worry about it. I'll go get them for you.
No.
You got any, he
hang on,
starts to
hang on.
walk away
So-
and says, "You got any trash bags?" And starts walking away.
Hey,
pulling his shirt off.
was he your brother?
He stops as, "I'm Mario. That was my cousin."
We took care of the people who killed him. This is not my truck.
What are you talking about?
Do I look like a person that would buy a truck like this? This shit is fancy as hell.
Yeah, you kind of do.
What? Man. Now that's just profiling.
You're gonna talk to me about profiling. Is that what's happening right now?
I mean,
He's like, he says, "Look," and he puts his finger through the window, shirt's off, guy's kind of ripped, and he's just like, "This truck was at the scene.
I know
That
it
whole
was.
place smells just like you and your friends. In fact, this whole Hummer smells like what we smelled there."
Yeah, we
I
work
know
with
it
the
was
police
you.
department there, buddy.
Oh, really? Where's your badge? Where's your badge, huh?
You think they're gonna give people like me a badge?
Exactly.
We're there to check on monsters.
So you're
and
monster
find-
hunters.
Not really. But if you are if you are a werewolf, and your cousin is a werewolf, that means it's hereditary, which means you're not a monster, which means you're just normal, just like the rest of us freaks out here.
Roll manipulate someone.
You just have extra abilities and things. Which one's that one?
Riley.
That is plus cool. A charm. Plus charm.
Why couldn't I pick that as my advanced thing? Why couldn't I pick that as my advanced thing? You said charm?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6 and a 5 minus 1 is a 10.
Ooh, that's still a full success. They'll do, for the reason you gave them, if you ask too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. So what are you asking him to do exactly? Believe you?
I'm going to put my hand up and reveal that I had a gun pointed at the door. I'm putting this down. I'm going to take my little puny ass out of the car. Watch. Put it down. Walking out of the car. I don't want any trouble with you. Not at all. I'm asking... What it sounds like is they're getting ready for a party in there, and I'm asking for some people with some rational thinking to just pause for a moment.
So you're saying you didn't do this?
If I had done that, do you think you'd be alive right now? Do you think we would just
Yeah.
wander up to your grandma's house? We
In the
would have been
middle
here
of
at
the-
nighttime and she'd be dead.
Look, if you came at night, you're dumb. We'd all be home. Come
Then
the
you'd
day is
all
actually
be
kinda
dead.
smart.
If we were really monster hunters and killed your cousin, who was a very hefty boy.
Prove it to me that you didn't kill Jaime. I know you were there. I know this truck was there.
How can I prove that?
Turn out your pockets.
Man, there's all sorts of shit in my pocket. Let's turn my
Riley,
pockets up.
are you carrying Wolfsbane?
No, actually, I'm not.
I'm going to trust you on this. You turn out your pocket, and there's like gum, some springs, an extra battery for your flip phone, and some ammo that's not silvered, I'm guessing. And he's like, all right, for now, I'm going to believe you. Because you'd be stupid not to show up at least with silver bullets and some Wolfsbane. Lock the truck. Come on. Back inside, you can see that Valentina is getting more and more agitated. Suki, you're in her head. She sees that Katy is a vampire and something going on there. Q's standing up in a threatening pose, and you hear Grandma Fernandez say, "Take it outside. Watch the furniture."
I rolled an 8 just there, by the way.
What was it for? I forgot what I asked you.
Act under pressure. For me
Act under
being
pressure.
like,
Oh,
I am
that's
in your
right.
head, young lady, and I'm not getting out until you decide to calm down and turn out of a wolf.
You think she's about to attack, like barrel dive at you, and I'm going to give you a hard choice. You can either get out of the way, and Valentina's going to knock into her grandma, or you can take the hit and make it obvious that you let it happen that way.
Option 2.
Okay. All right. So
Suki thinks she's a tank.
she always does, doesn't she?
Yeah, she do, don't she?
I'm gonna definitely grab my sandwich before the table collapses.
Good to see
Yeah.
your priorities are in order, Q.
I've got no
My
problems with
sandwich
this.
is gone.
Yeah. Suki, you stand up with a preternatural speed for a grandmother, and just in time to almost like midair hug Valentina as she comes at you, and she pulls you into. She rakes across your back as she hugs, and you kind of shift your weight, and you guys go both falling to the ground. The furniture goes flying, and you take 2 points of harm, but your armor can reduce 1 of that. And she grabs one of your arms, turns it in a weird place, and locks a leg over your arm. And she like looks up at her grandma. "You all right?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm fine. What were you talking about? She wouldn't say nothing to you.
Yeah,
You all right?"
no, I was just in her head.
She
like I
yanks,
said.
she yanks a little bit in the arm, like
Ow,
in
we
a
ain't
shut up
normal.
maneuver.
Ow, ow, ow. I'm
And
70 years old, I'll have you know. If you pop my shoulder out, I swear.
You'll be fine.
Ow.
Other 2 hunters in the room. What do you guys want to do?
Well, why are we fighting? We didn't do anything. We really didn't do anything.
That's what you say. And about that time, Riley and another guy, early 20s, with his shirt off, walks into the room, and
That's a punchline joke right there.
that I'm not going to make. And Grandma Fernandez says, "Mario, what are you doing? Who's this?" This is another one of them.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Riley Reed. I am kind of the leader of this motley crew.
No.
I was
he's
telling,
not.
I was
No.
telling your,
No, he's not the leader.
y'all need to know
He's
when to
not.
hush your mouth, please. The adults are talking.
Suki is way older than you.
Suki is in a precarious position. Mind your elders. I would like to say I was talking to your is it grandson? Yeah, grandson.
Yeah.
I was talking to your grandson, and I kind of deduced that y'all are hereditary werewolves. And I assured him, and I'm going to do the same thing to you, ma'am, and I'm speaking to you, and I'm talking to the grandma, that we are not here to harm any of y'all. And I'm not sure what y'all been talking about. I don't know if, you're just trying to pop Miss Suki's shoulder into place or out of place. But if we were here maliciously, We wouldn't have walked up the driveway, y'all.
Grandma Fernandez says, all right, well, let's talk then. Valentina, you let her go. But Grandma, she slips off her shoe and holds it up like,
The chocolate.
her slipper, and she's like, okay. And she like lets you go, Suki, and she kind of like rolls off and stands up. And she goes and leans against the window, still in werewolf form, just like mad dogging you guys. And then Mario walks over to the kitchen where the food's laid out, and he's like, "Can I eat this?" "Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, baby." She's like, "All right, everybody sit." Valentina, you said these folks killed Jaime?
Yeah,
All right, how do you know?
we checked it out afterwards. We could smell that truck there. We could smell vampire. We could smell people seemed like a lot like them. They put a silver stake in his heart. They filled his mouth with wolf's bane. We
We
know
were
they
just
were there.
investigating.
All right, hold on, you'll have your turn. All right. So what's the other side of the story? Who's going to talk?
Yes. So we work with the police department to investigate very special and sophisticated crime scenes. Yes, we are monster hunters. However, everybody in this damn room, except for me, is a monster, technically speaking.
Riley.
That's awful pejorative, young man.
Offensive.
Riley.
That's-
And Q was like just pointing at himself like,
Because the term monster is something that is different than what is the normal people wandering around. You have special abilities. Everyone has special abilities.
Young man, in this house, they say supernaturally enabled.
I love it. Supernaturally enabled. If you were a monster, you wouldn't be hereditary werewolves, now would you? You'd be running around here just biting folk. But you're not doing that. You're civilized. And I like that. But yes, we found out, we followed the crumbs, we found the folks who did it. They were coming around here throwing their shoulders around, siphoning abilities from other creatures. They were just normal people, kind of. And then they amplified their stuff, and they were doing all sorts of nasty business. We took care of them. I damn near blew one of them up. And then we took their truck because it's a cool truck. May I have one of those sandwiches, ma'am?
Oh, yeah, of course. Ma'am, are you going to be okay? Suki?
I think so. You ain't got any Advil or none of that. I got bursitis, something awful in this shoulder too, and it's always this one. They always go for, I don't know. It must be a right-handed sort of monster thing. I don't know what it is.
I'm sorry, we don't keep that stuff in the house. We don't need it.
Oh, right. That would. Yeah. I'll just sit here then.
All right, well, I appreciate the information, but I don't see any proof that you weren't the ones that killed my boy Jaime.
What if you listen to the police? Would you listen to the police? They call us to do the investigations with them.
Don't suppose they give you a badge or anything?
Nobody gives monsters hunters.
No,
badges.
we're not officially like a part of them. We're just like an unofficial.
So I assume that you have someone that you call or calls you.
Yes.
ma'am.
She takes out her phone and it's an Android, and what's the number?
Hang on.
I'll give the number.
Yeah, Riley has a card.
Oh, I do have a card.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I'll put my sophisticated phone down, and I'll hand her a card.
She's like, okay, Grant. She calls. Yes, hi. Is this Detective Grant? Yes, hi. This is Fernanda Fernandez. This is Jaime's grandma.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. I'm here with a couple of individuals that claim that they know you and are working for you. Well, that was a long sigh. Yeah, yes. Sir, is your last name Reed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Detective, that's the one. So they don't work for you in an official way. Mm-hmm. And you told them not to come here if Riley was going to talk. Okay. Mm-hmm. And are they persons of interest?
I mean, y'all shake your
In the
head. but
murder?
I'm getting you out of this nonsense.
Are they persons of interest in the murder of my boy?
That's why we're shaking our head.
All right.
I
Detective,
whisper.
thank you very much.
I whispered to Riley, "You should have just let them handle it, Rye."
No, it was perfect. It was
He-
that was the most cogent I've ever heard him be. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
He was
Sorry.
weirdly good in that situation.
He was so good. Right? Riley knows how to like.
There was a reason that Q was not saying or doing anything, but
Mm-hmm. And she hangs up the phone and says, "All right, Valentina, you can calm down. Go take a walk if you need to. You're just gonna let them go? You don't even get." And so she's like, and she walks out, and you see her like shrinking and back into like her athletic gear, and walks out and like yells at a chicken as she walks by, and she says, "All right, it seems you're on the up and up. Let me just tell you something. This family's been here a long time. This is kind of, let's put it in words, territory. Y'all free to go. If you come back down here again without a good reason, it's going to be hunting season. We understand each other?"
Absolutely.
Very much so.
"Thank you for coming to see about my boy, even if it was under false pretenses." Looks at you, Q, young man. "I appreciate it, even though it was a lie. Y'all have a good day now."
Q will stand up. If there's any extra sandwiches, he will just politely pick those up.
She like pushes the plate a little closer to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
And I'm just gonna say I really am sorry about what happened to him.
Appreciate that. Mario, give him one of the little baggies from the fridge. Grandma, really? Are we gonna? Hey,
No.
they're our guests. He walks over to another side room. Go ahead.
now I'm gonna say, like, well, did you all get any of the information you were looking for? The whole reason why we came here.
Family decided to let Valentina and Mario check it out, and it seemed that they had zeroed in on you incorrectly. You're telling me now the people who done this gone? Then, all right, it's done.
Well, that question was referred to my fellow hunters because they came here for a reason. I was curious if they had.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but that's also helpful information.
Suki's gonna look over and to Riley and be like, "Just that they're hereditary vampires.
Werewolf.
Nah, werewolves. Jeez, what is the matter with me today? Sorry, I hit my head off that chair pretty good."
I'm gonna pull out another card, one of Riley's cards, which is literally just a blank white card with like handwritten my name on there with the number.
It's a 3x5 card.
Yeah.
If anyone else happens to be sniffing around y'all's business or giving you any trouble or anything that you feel like you need to get taken care of, just let me know.
I think it's pretty unlikely, but I appreciate it.
You
And
never know.
Mario comes back and hands you like a little snack bag, Ziploc bag, and there's some fresh green chili in there. Hands it off to you.
Very well.
Thanks.
Then I'll start walking out towards the truck.
Yeah, and Mario escorts you guys back to the truck.
I'm the last one. I'm like in the behind everyone as we're like going out. Mario's probably behind me, and I'll stop at the door and just kind of like turn for a moment, and I'll say, "Does Detective Grant know about your family?"
No, of course not. Listen, my grandma didn't come here after the Inquisition to hide and then let everybody know what she was.
Okay. I'll turn around and I'll keep walking.
I'm gonna grab a small black bag out of the truck and start walking towards their car.
Mario is like watching you like, "What are you doing?"
Take care of something.
He comes like over to you. You're like, "It's my ride, man."
I'm gonna slam a suction cup on the front of where the thing is, and I'm gonna pop it from the back and remove the dent, and get a screwdriver and kind of put the light back together, as much as you can, of course.
Yeah, I like to think Riley like does it perfectly, just in like 2 minutes, and he's like, "Dang, all right, cool, thanks, man."
Yeah, that's my special ability. I'll grab my stuff and walk back to the truck.
All right, so you guys get back in the truck and you take off, and it's about time to head up to the electronics store.
I look over at Riley in the car, and I'll say, I think we just made new friends.
You have a very interesting perspective on that word, but yeah, I think potential friends, allies, perhaps.
And
Yeah.
like as Riley is saying that to Q, he'll like kind of slowly glance back and look at Kat. Yeah, I guess I do.
Toothy grin.
No, just
All
look
this
at
shit.
you.
Yeah,
Now-
it's like, oh, no, never mind. Yeah.
Now, I kind of blacked out in there. I'm not even sure what I said. But we're good, right? Everyone feels good. Your shoulder's all right. Everyone's doing the thing.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But you handled yourself incredibly well in there, Riley. I don't know what Detective Grant was talking about, you not being allowed to talk to people.
He did tell me explicitly to not let you talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's one of my things. If we're just talking about normal stuff, I act a little crazy. If we're in a crazy scenario that normal people will be absolutely stressed out, I'm calm as a cucumber. Might be that war thing. I don't know.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Well, you got us out of there in one piece, and that's good. That's great. Thank you for doing it. She's gonna...
I was just waiting for Kat to try to brainwash them so they could walk out scot-free. But I
Well,
guess
I was, but then people burst in and started throwing out accusations about us killing people, but we didn't, so.
Maybe next time.
Perhaps maybe not have Miss Buchanan be your leverage and butt of a joke to get someone to do something that maybe they're not ready for or think is the right decision.
Oh, I was ready for it. I was braced and ready.
She was ready.
All right.
She was gonna hit the grandmother otherwise, and like, I mean, if I know I'm, tough enough to take it.
I'm pretty sure that grandma was tough enough to take it too, but
Yeah, she's a werewolf grandma, but yeah.
I think you just made another grandma friend. I think it's good. You're collecting them all.
I hope so. I like to think my social circle is expanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Spectral Grandma with Rosalita. We got Spooky
Yep.
Grandma. We got Werewolf Grandma.
Yep.
Now we just need like
Angel
Cyberpunk,
Grandma?
Angel Grandma,
Angel Grandma.
and Cyberpunk Grandma. And
Yeah.
okay.
We need Grunge Grandma.
vampire grandma.
She was
40
just-
Grandma.
Grunge Grandma was discontinued in the late
Scary
90s.
Grandma. I guess I'm technically Scary Grandma. But
All right,
Baby
so
Grandma.
you guys pull up about the right time in
Did
front
your
of
grandma?
Bios, and the building is all dark, and there's another car in the parking lot idling, like it's waiting for something, and you are here at the shop.
All right. I'm going to hop out of the car and scoot on up to the car that looks like it's waiting for Suki Buchanan.
Yeah, and the car shuts off, and a shorter, older lady in her 50s, nicely dressed, comes out and says, "Mr. Buchanan?"
Hi, how are you? It's lovely to meet you.
Hi, I'm Peggy. Are these your friends?
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is Katia, Q, and Riley. We're all a sort of
Wesley.
team. Huh? Oh, sorry. Wesley, not Q. Not Quavon Whispers. No, I'm just kidding. Quavon W. Whispers.
Oh my god.
That's a
I'm
Riley
just
move
kidding. I
right
promise
there.
I didn't say that. Delete. But, well, this is my friend, Wesley. And, what seems to be the problem? We'd love to take a little tour. They're all
yeah.
trustworthy. Don't worry about them. They won't say nothing to nobody.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here, and she pulls out her keys and she unlocks the kind of the side entrance and pulls back the kind of accordion gate and has you guys come in, and she clicks on a couple lights, and you can see that this is basically a collection of large display rooms. In one room, you have like home appliances like refrigerators, dishwashers, ovens, that kind of stuff. Another room are electronics, everything from iPads and cameras and that kind of stuff. And then in the final room, it's all like more like hardware stuff, like wood chippers and like saws, hammers, that kind of stuff, like more industrial electronics and machinery. And she says, "Okay, so it's been happening for a few nights in a row, and basically in the morning they'll find that there's either things missing, or stuff has been moved. Like the iPad display table was like in this room, and they'll go to check the tapes, and either someone erased them, or there was a power outage, and it seems like it maybe been a power outage because there's some clocks that weren't right. And yeah, and Lydia seemed to think that maybe it was like, an evil spirit or something. I just don't know, yeah, how long? I don't really want to stay here, but I can just wait outside. How long do you think it'll take to kind of look everything over?
Well, it don't normally take too long, but I think it's a good idea if you wait outside if you would like. Just because, when I do my thing, one less consciousness around, it'll be helpful. It shouldn't take too long though if you just want to, hang out for a second, like 10 minutes maybe.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go down to Starbucks and get a coffee, and I'll come back through. I'll just do the drive-through, and then just come out when you're done, and I'll lock up and kind of tell me what you think, and we'll figure stuff out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So
See you soon.
everything's being reset, and cameras are going, and yeah. Okay.
Could you point me to the camera room?
Oh, yeah. And she walks over to a smaller office off to the side, and opens the door, and kind of will show you. There's like 3 monitors in there, and you can see there's like 12 feeds of different cameras. There's one outside, and then there's a bunch that are all on the inside of the various rooms and things. Okay, so she walks outside, and you guys have the run of the place.
All right, I'm gonna open.
Overwatch is in place.
I want to look and see if there's scratch marks on the floor where things were being moved.
Yeah.
While Suki does her.
Yeah. As I open up my spooky vision.
All right. Yeah. So let's have both of you do investigate a mystery, please. It's a roll plus sharp. Q, what do you want to be doing? Are you waiting for the penny to drop, or what do you?
Q is doing absolutely nothing. He is just observing. And question keeper.
Yes.
What is can you remind me what the rule is for healing harm, like in between things?
If someone has a med kit, and I think there is one, at least you guys used to keep one in the back of the Mustang and one in the truck, I think. One of your playbooks gave you that, I think through Riley's workshop. And then you also have healing hands, I think, too, Quavon.
Yeah, mine's the infirmary. You can send 2 people back to the place to heal, though.
Right, and I think there was one more med kit in the back of the Mustang, and if you guys wanted to say that you put that into the new Hummer, I'm fine with that.
I got 10.
10. Great.
I would probably sometime between us leaving the werewolf place and being here and starting to do what we do, I probably would have used the med kit on Suki.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get a kind of a bandage and heal that up. So yeah, you can erase that harm, and that uses up that use of the med kit. So Katia, for your investigative mystery, you got a 10, so you can hold 2. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What did it do? Where did it go? How it can hurt it? What was it going to do? What's being concealed here? And
what is being concealed here?
Great. So since you said you're kind of looking on the floor, you can see that there's a couple of seems pretty fresh scratches from especially some of the heavier appliances. You can see that there's a few fridges and a dishwasher that seems to have been recently put back in place. The dishwasher in particular seems like it was almost in the middle of the floor by the time they pushed it back. And there's 2 sets of scratches. There's one that seems more like pock marks, and then other ones that are more like drag and scrape as it kind of gets put into new location. You can also see that there is at least one refrigerator and one dishwasher that seems to be missing. Whether it was sold recently or whatever, that also seems to be the case. Suki, how'd you do?
I only rolled a 6, but since I got my library,
You still ask one question.
I can still ask one. All
So
right,
I'll give you an option though. Do you want to count it as a failure for marking experience, or do you want to ask your one question?
I think I want to ask my question.
Okay, go ahead.
What kind of creature is it?
So you think, going back to all the mystical creatures that you can think of, that if this is a haunting of some kind, poltergeist seems like a pretty good idea, because they're known to not just be apparitions, but to possess inanimate objects, like seeing, knives fly around the room, that kind of thing. And so it would be odd for like a poltergeist to be like, I'm going to inhabit a refrigerator and walk it out the front door, but that would track that some force made it do it. It doesn't feel like telekinesis to you either. Like, but that would be like lift it up and move it. It seems like something's making these things move.
Physically made it move. All right.
Okay. And Katya, you have one more question. If you want to hold on to it, you can.
Yeah, I think I'll hold on to it for
Okay.
now.
All right, Riley, you're watching the cameras?
Yep.
Okay.
And looking in the room if there's anything weird in the room.
Yes, you're looking at the cameras and also kind of poking your head back out with that, and like this. And when you're bringing your head back in to look, just for a split second, you see something on the camera that's pointing outside, and it looks like one of the power poles outside the building sparks, and then that camera goes dead.
I'll convey that to my friends.
Q would, this entire time he probably would have been just walking around the house with Suki, but eventually he would peel off to go to the room with the cameras where Riley is. And once he gets there, he'll kind of walk right up next to him and cross his arms. We really should just let them handle this and just kind of see how they do. What do you think?
I mean, that's not really what a team does, my dude.
I mean, they've been doing this before this, right? Poltergeists and whatever. This is normal for them, right?
I mean, you're free to do whatever you want to do, man. I'm doing my part.
You see sparks and electricity course through the overhead lighting moments before all the lights in the building go off, and it's completely dark. Only light from street lights and windows and doors kind of shine through this limited visibility, and you can hear things moving in the next room, girls, in where the electronics and industrial machinery is.
Can I ask my second question?
You absolutely can.
What can hurt it?
What can hurt it? So I'm going to assume you haven't talked to Suki about this yet, but if these things are moving, either a way to block them from moving, or if removing the power source, whatever that may be, would stop them.
Okay.
Can Suki flick on her phone flashlight?
I would have done the same.
Yeah, look around.
Yeah, absolutely can. And Suki, you're kind of scanning the room, and you're looking around, and you see that a couple of like something moves off in the corner, like it's falling off a shelf, and you swing the light over there, and a couple of like Android Samsung tablets like start like walking over, and there's like on their little legs, there's like 2, there's like 5, there's like 7, and now they're swarming towards you, and you have a vision.
Uh-oh.
Does anything happen to our radios?
No, they still work.
I
Batteries.
as she's looking around, seeing this terrifying situation going
I hate
towards
it.
her,
I
I would have radioed specifically to Riley and said, "We need to figure out how to cut the power."
Yeah, I can figure that out. Cute. You want to light a hallway or something for me? I can't see where I'm going.
Q will just kind of like light his finger as if it was like a little lighter, and it just like glows.
Well, that's just cool.
Suki, you're standing in what looks like an empty office building. You can see light coming from outside. It seems to be like some kind of small strip mall office complex. On the ground in front of you is a security guard who's laying on the ground face down. You can see blood coming from his neck in a pool. You see your hand flip him over his lifeless face. You can see that there is a little ID tag that says Dunnigan. And you can see that there, right below it in his breast pocket, there's a playing card. And you see your hand pull it out, and it's a tarot card. It's the Magician. And as you're looking at it, you hear the wind of machinery powering up behind you. As you go to turn around, you're back in the electronics store.
Oh, well, that is something I'm gonna have to look into.
Is the phone still swarming her?
Are they advancing? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Can
Am I
think
near her? Am I seeing this
Yeah,
too?
I think you guys are together. Yeah, you
Okay,
see it
yeah.
too, yeah.
I think
Suki, that's not right. Suki, that's not right.
No, it ain't. And I think she's gonna kick one. I think she's gonna kick the closest one, hopefully to knock down a couple behind them. I like she's just like, I don't know,
So,
like
I usually call for you to kick some butt. I'm gonna ask you to kick some tablets.
kick some phone,
Some tablet.
kick some technology.
Y'all wonder why I have my phone I have.
These
Betrayal.
phones don't walk. All right, let's see.
We all saw that movie in the
Oh,
80s
finally.
with the Joker truck and all the things came to life and tried to kill everybody.
Wait, what movie?
There was some movie back in the 80s with a
sounds
big semi truck
familiar.
and it had like the face of a Joker on it and like all the machines came to life and tried to kill people. Like vending machines and like toasters
Yeah.
and stuff.
It sounds
You're-
familiar.
Riley, you're getting strong vibes of that right now.
Yeah.
How'd you do, Sue?
It's 10.
10. Great. What's your damage?
I don't, is that an unarmed strike?
Yeah,
like,
let's
I don't
just
know
ca-
how
let's
to
just
do
call
an
it a-
unarmed
Let's just
strike.
call it a one point of damage. You see one of them go fly and it hits the back wall and cracks the screen. Warranties do not cover this. As the rest of them kind of cascade up and like pelt you with their bodies.
Oh my god.
And
Oh no!
you'll take one harm, but your armor is going to defeat that. But it kind of makes you back up and cover your face. Katia, what do you want to do as you see?
I wanna get my sword out and I wanna start golfing these things away.
Oh, so nice. Yeah, just like, boom. All right.
This
Well-
is why I have iPhone. I hate this.
Wait, does Suki think this is a bug in Samsung's software?
I do.
Oh,
I think she does.
awesome.
Just a little bit.
Jason
like-
may also think that.
These screens are too big.
8, great. That's a complete success. Go ahead and what's your damage on your sword?
It is 2 harm.
2 harm. Great. You destroy 2 more of them as the remaining 3 also pelt you, but your spooky thing keeps you from getting hurt, and you're like, "Ow, hey, stop it!" Like it's more of
I'm
a
immortal.
nuisance. Yeah. When you say it like that. More of a nuisance, and guys, you could hear them just like, "Hey, oh, stop it! Oh, no, hey!" As that
the-
stuff's going on. Q, where are you leading Riley with your Zippo thumb?
I'm trying to go to the breaker box.
Breaker box. Okay, breaker box is going to take you. You think to the back of the building, so it's going to take you into the room where all the industrial stuff is.
Got it. Cute. Do you think they're all right?
Yeah, I think they're fine.
Okay. So
can
you can kind of see the boys kind of look back, and like there's like a little glow in front of Quavon, and they're like huffing it to like the back room. Go ahead, Suki.
If I see them heading towards the back room, I think I'm going to forget that I'm wearing a radio and telepathy out to them. Ring ring. If y'all see I saw a vision and stuff is breaking bad here, but the vision, there's a guy named Dunnigan. If you can find a security guard named Dunnigan, check it out, okay?
All right. It's like
And
maximum overdrive in here.
Mm-hmm. You have no idea. You have no idea.
Boy, so you run to the back room, past tons of dark aisles and shelves and rows. There's lawnmowers and things in here. And Riley, I need you to let's do act under pressure to try to find out where this is.
Not one of my advanced rolls has been used today. Ooh, that's a 10. That's a 5. That's a 6. And which one is act under pressure? That's cool. That is a 12.
Ooh, very nice. You do what you set out to do. So you're able to kind of look and you see the ladder coming from the ceiling for like roof access. You're like, oh, that okay. And you look down and there's a circuit box right next to it. As you guys are approaching it, Q, off to your left, you hear one of the machines suddenly turn on, and you turn to look at it, and there is a table saw, and it is walking towards you, blade out, and it.
My thumb quickly forms into a giant electrified golden warhammer, and he's just gonna be like, "Oh no, you don't. Come on, let's go."
All right.
And my hand magically goes into my pocket and pulls out my flashlight.
All right, so it's gonna be plus tough. Let's see if I can crush this thing.
You know, we've been playing this game a while, and I just noticed on my character sheet next to cool, charm, and all that, it says what those little things are.
Yeah.
I always go to the cheat sheet and then look at which one and see, like, every single time I go to the other tab.
Right on.
So 9 to hit, and I also want to do precise strike.
Yep, that's good.
Oh, you ran away. Ugh, that wasn't so hot. Let's see. That's gonna be plus. Where are you? There you are. Plus stuff. Okay. Well, 7. So I get 1 extra damage.
So what's the total harm here?
So the total harm for this thunder hammer is 3 that turns into 4. 4 harm, hand, stun, holy.
Nice. All right, so you like wail down on this thing. You hear the blade hit and skip and bend, and then suddenly stop as the machinery still's whining, trying to turn it, and it kind of buckles the table and it like stops moving. Riley, off to your right hand side, you hear one of the riding lawnmowers crank up and drive straight at you.
Cool. Am I near the breaker box?
Yeah, you could either respond to this thing or you can make a run for the breaker box.
Make it run for the breaker box.
Awesome. Act under pressure. Well, actually, let's have you read a bad situation.
So I'll have to look that up.
Plus sharp. And I think this is one of your. Is this your advanced move, or was that investigative mystery?
No, read a bad was one of mine, but I have to get a 12, right?
Yes.
Read is sharp. That is 6, 3 is 9. That's 9 and 3 is 12, is right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Most
That's
days.
funny.
All right. So you get to hold 3, but on an advanced move like you have, which is the first time we've done this, you may ask the keeper any question you want about the situation, not just the ones listed below. And I think it stacks with hold 3, so you can pick from the list or ask me a very specific question.
So I can do hold 3 and ask another question?
Yeah, you can hold 3, and the questions don't have to come from this list.
Oh. Well, it's very helpful to look at the list and know what kind of questions
It
to
is.
ask.
Best way in, best way out. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Biggest threat, most vulnerable to me, and best way to protect the victims.
First one would be any dangers we haven't noticed.
That's a great question. So you're looking and making a run for the breaker box, and you're looking to make sure the path is clear, and you see the breaker box start to spark, and you can see them. The door blows open and starts back and forth, and you see electricity jumping back and forth between the different breakers, and they come forward and coalesce like a nervous system, and then solidify as a man made of lightning stands there tethered to the box between you and the fuse box and reaches out his hand in a scream of rage and static. And that is where we end the episode.
Ah! He found us! He found us!
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
Well, thank you guys for watching the Duke City. I was just enjoying the groans of my hunters. I have a job to do. Thank you so much for watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game. Please share this with your friends. Follow the channel, subscribe if you can using the Amazon Prime freebie that they give you, which is great. But come watch us next week, same time, Friday nights here on Twitch. Channel Fable 42 at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Albuquerque's a weird place. Let's keep it that way.